Hello and welcome to the first episode of Her Perspective, where we have conversations with women who are building communities, economies, and democracies. Since the first interview sets the tone for the series, I thought who better to interview than my very own mother. Please welcome Miss Pooja.
Hi,
Hello, I hope you're doing good today.
doing perfect.
Okay, so to begin, what exactly do you do? Could you explain it in a way that a 15-year-old would understand?
Sure. Um, I am a software engineer by profession, where basically I build software that solves the real world problems. So every app, website that you see out there has thousands of lines of code behind the scene. My job was to design that interface and write these instructions. I worked with people who are business analysts, software engineers, and testers to make sure that these applications work fine. Later, I went as a team lead and later on a project manager, and my role was more about coordinating with the business and the team to solve bigger problems than just writing code.
That's really interesting. So you've progressed. It's been a long journey. So what do you think first sparked your interest as a child?
So, growing up, always enjoyed maths, and another thing was solving puzzles. So, computers felt like an extension of that. You had a complex problem, you had to break it down into smaller pieces, build logic around it, and solve it. So, that's how my love for coding started.
So it seems like you've had everything sorted. Is there a big decision that you made that may have seemed unpopular at the time but turned out to be the right one later?
So, yeah, I started my career here in India, worked out here for about 4 years before I got married and moved to the United States. I worked out there for 5 years again in different companies as a software engineer. And then I just decided to return back to India. At that time, most people thought that staying in America, earning in dollars, and eventually settling down there was the most obvious choice. Um, Everyone asked me what went wrong that you came back, and my answer was nothing at all. I had a great time there. I just wanted to live in India, be close to my parents, work here, and have children here and see them grow in India. So I moved back to India. Looking back, I won't change that decision for anything. Happiness and success in life should be defined by your own dreams and values and not by what other people expect out of you.
That was really brave of you. That's extremely inspiring as well. So, speaking on the line of dreams, what is another dream that you let go of, and why are you at peace with this decision?
So when I had my children, I had two options in front of me: take a year's leave, get back to work, or take a sabbatical till the younger one grew up and I was ready to get back to work. Had I carried on working, I'm sure I would have reached the top of my career. But by taking the sabbatical, I gained something much more valuable for me, and that was spending time with my children and having the opportunity to also be there for my parents when they needed me. And I think seeing the children grow every step of the way was a very important thing. I went back to work, but since it was a long sabbatical, I could not reach the position I could have had I not taken the break. So I don't see it as giving up anything. I just think of it as choosing my priorities and deciding what was more important for me.
That's nice. Let's take a different tangent now. What is one leadership lesson that took you the longest to learn?
So the thing that took me longest to learn was to delegate my work. So as a leader, neither do you have all the time to do everything you want, and nor do you have all the answers for everything. You have to at times let go of things, trust your team, create an environment where everyone feels comfortable contributing, and delegate the work to them so that things can move ahead smoothly.
Honestly, I think I face the same problem in my lifestyle. So, moving on, should leaders always admit when they're uncertain about their decisions and actions, or should they keep it to themselves?
Yes, it is important to admit that, but you have to be very responsible about it. You,
Hmm.
saying that I don't know the answer yet, that is not a weakness. Pretending to know that you know everything, that can be a problem. Good leaders are honest when they see something that they don't know, but it's also important to give people the confidence that even though you don't know that answer, you're looking for the best possible solution out there.
Okay, so we've understood a lot about the virtues and values that you've gained through this experience. Now, talking more about the tangible products, what do you think is one part of your profession that is least understood by the public?
So people often think software engineers are it's just about sitting down in front of the computer and writing code all day. In reality, there's a huge part of the job is communicating, understanding the problem, what does the business really expect out of you, working with different teams to figure out what is the best way possible, explaining your ideas and making sure that the other has also understood your ideas like you've understood the other person's idea. And the most difficult part actually is to continuously keep learning about the new technologies because it keeps evolving all the time. So it is not just about coding, but about communication and learning.
That's really nicely said. Thank you so much for that. Now, I know many teenagers who want to enter the field similar to you. What is one career myth that you wish they would stop believing? Because at this point in life, we are very confused about which path to take, and all the information thrown at us can seem confusing and threatening.
Actually, there are two things that I would like to tell you rather than one. Firstly, everyone has to work their way up. The first job will not be full of glory, nor is it going to be all about success. You have to learn everything from the ground up. And right now, it might seem boring at times or even strenuous, but you have to learn the basics before you can go high. And the second thing, which is very important, is that you don't have to figure out everything what your life is going to have in front of you at this early age. Career is not a straight line. Um, Not only can you change roles, but you can also change your industry. So don't worry about your first decision. It might be right, it might be wrong, but you have to remember that that is not your final destination. Things can change along the way.
That's actually quite comforting to listen to. So, the next question is a bit cliche, but it's quite important to understand. Do you think work is supposed to make us happy, or is it for some other purpose?
Okay, so this answer I think would be different for everyone, but for me, I think it is something everyone needs to choose. So I think work, career, or whatever you might call it, can be put in four different buckets. It can either be give you money, happiness, fame, or power. Sometimes it'll be a combination of all of these, but it's up to you to decide that what is most important to you as a person. There's no right or wrong answer to that. It is just about what you enjoy the most or what is most important to you, rather.
So, talking about this, looking into the long run, what do you think would be the greatest hope for the future of our society, for the up and coming generation and their future decisions?
So the younger generation, the has access to computers. I mean, or even a lot of knowledge out there, and a lot of opportunities that our generations did not even have. Kids nowadays are born with the iPads or the laptops on their fingers and know exactly what to do and where to search for all the information. So that is I think that is one basic, very big advantage. And the other thing is the younger generation is, I think, more conscientious bunch. And I think they will solve problems that we in our generation haven't been able to.
So, talking about problem solving, do you actually believe that a single person can change a community, society, nation, or even the world?
Absolutely. It's one person always who starts the ball rolling. It's not easy, but if you look at history, you will realize that every major change started with one person who believed something should be different and spoke about it or worked towards it. And it's only then that the others followed. There's an old saying in Hindi that says "boon boon karke sagar bharta hai," and and everyone is that one drop in the ocean, and it's very important to be that one drop.
Yeah, that's quite true. I agree with you completely. So, looping back to your career, if every teenager could master one life skill before turning 18, what do you think it should be?
So I think the most important thing is to learn how to make decisions based on what is important to you rather than what people expect from you. Don't succumb to peer pressure and don't believe in what the trend is. It's going to be different for everyone. So figure out what is most important for you.
Yeah, be the trend instead of believing it. We've heard that a lot. So, for the final question, I've known you all my life as my mother. Today, I've also met you as a software engineer, a leader, and somebody who's made many difficult life choices but is still content with it. So, what is one thing you hope your children will learn from your journey? Not by what you've told us, but how you've lived your life, the experiences you've gained.
So, if there's one thing I hope you learned from watching my life, is that you should have the courage to define success for yourself.
Yeah.
There'll always be people telling you what's best for you, which is the best college, which is the best job, which is the best country to live in, or the best path to follow. Listen to the advice. It's always important to listen, but don't let other people's definition become your own. Some of the most important decisions I've made, from pursuing engineering to moving across the world, coming back to India, or taking a break when I had children, many thought I was giving something up, and these were decisions that reflected what was important to me and not the popular public opinion at that time. Looking back, I've never regretted choosing family, purpose, and peace of mind over prestige or career. I've also hoped that you'll see that life isn't always have a won't always have a perfect plan. It's about being curious enough to keep learning. You'll have setbacks. You'll have to learn how to face them, but throughout, keep enjoying life. At the end of the day, people don't remember the title or the business card. They'll remember you for how you were with them or how you made them feel. So according to me, in the end, happiness is the most important thing. But most important thing also, side by side, is never ever step over others to reach the top or to gain your happiness. And as your mother, nothing would make me prouder than seeing you become successful, thoughtful, and a compassionate person. And most important, be happy and always be proud of who you are.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this interview. I hope you all enjoyed it and tune back next week for the next episode of Her Perspective.